As with any religion, plenty of things are wrong with Tibetan Buddhism. To start off, as news has come out in the last few years, many teachers have violated the trust of their students. Some have been financially deceived, while a few faced greater violations like sexual assault. There has been a call to reform Buddhism, especially Vajrayana, where the teacher-student relationship is extremely deep and susceptible to exploitation. As such, this branch of Buddhism is described as the shorter route to enlightenment. Unlike Hinayana, where practitioners target self-enlightenment, or Mahayana, where enlightenment is achieved at the end of infinite lifetimes of doing good and shunning bad, Vajrayana promises a complicated and difficult but short path to nirvana. A very important part of that shortcut is the close relationship between the teacher and the student. The teacher tries to pass on their knowledge directly to the student in many ways. Does this justify sexual abuse? Of course, I am not saying that the religion comes with a list of ways a teacher can sexually abuse their students. As DJKR pointed out in his extremely long, sometimes hard to keep up and pointed article, it does not. But Vajrayana Buddhism does allow for the teacher to use any tools necessary. It is ambiguous and leaves open room for all kinds of exploitation. The only consent given is preemptive. It asks for the student to give the teacher carte blanche consent to do whatever they think is necessary. DJKR's point that the students know what they are getting into is just as weak. His argument that this religion has gone on 2,500 years and liberal values of the 21st century should not modify it. The second one is a little more philosophical but just as practical. Buddhism tries to justify inequalities, money, status, health, beauty, anything, in this lifetime as the deserved rewards of some previous life. Since they have not yet definitively proven that rebirth is a real phenomenon, I have argued this with many a zealot, but their answers always fall short. They tend to either use anecdotal evidence or pseudoscience. This should not be enough. But because it is a religion, dogmatic sometimes, even though the Buddha advises that his teachings like fine gold should be examined and minted over and over again, people take this at face value. I am Bhutanese, and more than any other country in the world, we grow up in a heavily Buddhist society. I have seen Buddhism's rebirth concept being used to justify a lot of awful things. Someone is poor for things outside his control? Must be because of some awful thing he did in his past life. A child is born with health issues, must be something from her previous life. This person is an asshole because he is rich? That's fine. He is only enjoying the fruits of being good in his last life. At some point, we ought to stop believing this, but that's not possible because the rebirth concept is vital to Buddhism's existence as a religion. Never mind that the philosophy would survive in its absence, in my opinion. Finally, donations. In theory, the Feral to Chinpa activity of Jinpa charity is to be conducted without an expectation of reward. Not in kind. Not recognition. Not even karmic merit. Sociologically speaking, any religion is the result of societal surplus. So, in times of low yields, religion should get lesser attention. But religious groups all over the world have found a way around that for centuries. They have made giving to these groups conduct of the highest good. Buddhism does that and goes a little farther by distinguishing charity into rab, ding, dharma, best, medium, and acceptable. It has resulted in a system whereby a person's value in society is measured by his contribution to his religion. This is not a weighted measure that takes into account overall wealth, like when Cain says that his grass and seeds should be valued the same as Abel's sheep. So, the richer you are, the higher status you have in society. Moreover, you are almost buying spiritual merits for future lifetimes by giving temples money. These are the three issues I currently have with Tibetan Buddhism. I don't agree with many more things, like gender equality, but most of them are being worked upon or are more cultural than religious.